G'day folks, this is Sim and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft done from down under. Well, the sun's rising, the rain is falling and the thunder was rumbling and still is. And it's a little loud even with the sound at 5%. I thought I'd start just a little early because I wanted to show you one of the game mechanics, which is torch burnout. Torches now burn out after 2 days. Now you can relight them simply by clicking on them with a normal torch in your inventory, but it does mean that things will get dark if you leave them for a while. Now you might be wondering what this is. Oh, for goodness sakes, hang on. If the thunder's going to keep up, I think we need to do something about that. So let's just kill this. A little annoying that the thunder doesn't seem to be tied to the other rain sounds. It's at full volume even when the rain is quiet. And hopefully that should be the last one. So you might be wondering what this is. And I think I may have mentioned earlier, oh, that's dark and scary. There's another one here. These are pottery vessels. Now, I've been exploring, and what I've been doing is scouting the terrain to see if I can get an indication of what minerals are around and get some basic stuff. So if we have a look at the map, you can see that this is where we came from, up here, and I've started scouting the coastline in this direction here. Now this forest, as you can see, is quite substantial. This is all acacia forest all through here, and I think this simulates a rainforest, although I'm not sure why you would class acacias as a rainforest tree, but hey, I'm from Australia, and in acacias, in Australia, acacias are scrubland trees. But anyway, and you can see that there are some markers that I've placed from some of the things that I have found. So this rain doesn't want to quit today, does it? Sun's rising. Oh, there we go. All we needed to do was complain. So in here you'll see I've got some potatoes and onions and maize, and most importantly I have soybeans now, which means I have a source of protein. And you can see that my health level is climbing again. The only downside is that I have run out of fruit and I haven't found any berries, so now my fruit is working its way down. But hopefully we will get around that. Now, as far as vessels are concerned, let's grab. Now, one of the things I love about these is it's like a chest. You can actually see what's inside things now when they're stored. So we need some copper, and we also need some tin, because we're going to be making up some bronze. So I have found a little bit of cassiterite, which is tin. Haven't found anywhere near as much in the way of copper, but we've got enough to get us going. We're going to need the clay, and there's nothing else in there. We might grab this one as well because there's some more tetrahedrite in there, which is also copper. So the mixtures, when it comes to these sorts of things, aren't too bad. Because we've got tin, which we didn't have in the previous series, we can make normal bronze, and that is simply made with copper and tin, and we're going to need some clay, so we may as well grab that as well, in the correct proportions. Where has it gone? There's my cassiterite. Now these ones are all worth 10 units, and you need 8 to 12% tin to 82 to 90% copper, so this is going to be A fairly easy one to do because we can simply go with this empty one here. Whoop, I get out of there. And for every one of those, we're going to need 9 of these. So we need 2 more. I might even be able to get a third in here. Let's just have a quick look and see how this balances out. More tetrahedrite. And so that there gives us, that there plus another 9 and 1 more of those. And I could actually possibly get away with a little bit more, but for now I think we'll just start off with what we've got here, because we're going to need to make up some tools. And the critical first tools that we want are a pickaxe, and a prospector's pick. So far so good. And very, very importantly, a saw, because we want to be able to actually work with some wood. And that's our saw mold. And I'll probably look at a few other bits and pieces in the future. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you is how we make these large vessels, because I've finally managed to figure out the recipe. And it's pretty straightforward. Literally just hollow out the center like that and you get a large vessel, and that will go into the back slot when it's been made up, so you can actually carry it around on your back. More importantly, it allows you to store things and do a few things similar to the barrels, but not quite as involved. Now, when you're working with a large vessel, you basically get one only into a pit kiln. Now, in the meantime, we need, which is this one, the right one there. That one there is the one that we want. Yep. So we need to pop that one down into there, and we need to add our molds in as well. And of course we're going to need some thatch and some wood. I think I've got some thatch in here at some point. Here we go. Actually, I've got enough in my inventory here. Now, you'll notice that there's some water in here. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. I put some jugs in there. Speaking of which, I better have a drink. And somehow or another, I wasn't watching what I was doing. I was still trying to figure out how these worked. And I've managed to empty, I think, 3 jugs of water into that. Actually, it's probably a good idea now. We'll drink this. See if we can actually take it back out of there. If we shift click on it. No. If we put that in there. I don't think sealing or unsealing will do anything. I'm not sure how we get the water out of it again. If anybody knows, please let me know. Let's grab some extra logs just quickly, because we're going to need a full stack here. And we've got a fire starter, so that's looking good. And we're going to need 8 in there. And 8 in here. And hopefully, now that it's rained recently, we're not going to have to worry about it raining again, so this should be fine. And we'll get this lit. Come on. Sometimes these things are just a right pain in the proverbial. Try again. Yep, see, you like first time round. You, on the other hand, that was just ridiculous. But anyway, that's how it goes. Now, I'm not sure whether I showed it before, but I have cleared quite a reasonable amount of space up here, and I've got some ideas for what the house is going to look like. I planted that sequoia sapling, and it's right out on the point over there, and it's grown already, which is absolutely brilliant. I really like the fact that it's just sitting out there on its lonesome. It definitely adds a little bit of character to the land around here. The hickories are definitely growing happily down here, and I've harvested one of the willows, got a bunch of saplings and replanted them so that we've got a supply of quick wood if we need it, because we don't want to do too much damage in here without going in deeper. Now in behind, I probably don't have time for this. I've tried to cut things off. You can see that there is in fact down in there, you might not be able to see it clearly, but there is a hot spring down there in that little valley. And this whole area here actually drops off quite dramatically down below here. And I've fallen through the leaves once already and almost died, because down below it's dark and there is all sorts of nasty stuff. But that's kind of part of the reason why we decided to set up here. Is that sun going down already? I'm really starting to worry about the day length. That just seems wrong on so many levels. I think what I might do is actually time the day and just make sure that my day lengths are actually right, because I mean literally we started off when the sun was coming up, and you know, we've talked about a few things, but it doesn't seem like it's been that long. Anyway, I'm going to cut out here, and I'll check my recording time, because that will give me a good indication of how long it's been, and we'll see where we go from there. I'll see you guys again in the morning. Okay, it's only midnight, but the fire's gone out, and I don't want to take the risk of the metal cooling. We've only got a certain amount of time to play with, so we're going to grab this now before it gets nasty around here. So we've got our vessel, and we'll play with that in just a minute. And we need that one and that one, and a little bit of space to grab the last one. Let's just duck back inside into the dark, safe little cabin, although it's not quite so dark now. The sun shouldn't be too far away. So we've got our ceramic vessel, and it has 300 units of bronze in it, so we're going to pour it out into these 3 molds, and there we go. We have got our prospector's pick, our saw, and finally the pickaxe. And we make these up by breaking them out of the molds. We're going to lose the molds, but that's okay, we've got plenty of clay. And then all we need is some sticks, and we now have our prospector's pick. Let's shove that down here, and our saw, and our pick. Finally, exactly. I'll move the axe up to the front, because I think it's slightly better damage against the zombies. I can't remember for sure, but for the time being, let's just quickly unload some of this stuff so that we've got space. Now, the large vessels. Oops, that wasn't quite what I wanted to do. Do we shift click to pick this up? I hope so. No? Okay. Now, the large vessel, I believe, can be carried on the back, but I'm not sure how you equip it. So if we put it, shift click, shift right click, control click, no, up, there we go. Alright, so now we should be able to see if we go that we have got a vessel on the back. Now I'm not sure whether we can access the inventory in it. I think we basically have to put it down and fill it up and then pick it up and put it onto our back. But it will allow us to carry around a whole stack of more vessels, so that should be good. Next thing that we really need to do, and hopefully there's no bad guys around here, no, looks like spawn protection is holding out, is we are going to make some planks. And we're going to need a little bit more. Let's make up a bunch, in fact. And 1, 2 more of those will give us our workbench, and we finally have a full-size crafting grid. So that's another major step forward. And we got some planks to play with as well. And one of the first things that I am going to do is make up a nice, sexy acacia chest. In fact, we'll throw that down there. We'll make up 2. And boom, there we go, storage that we can actually use. And yeah, good morning. We will do something about those chickens later, and there is something else that we're going to need to make up, so we probably should do that straight away. Let's see if I remember the recipe. Yep, there we go. There's our tool rack. And for now we're just going to whack it onto the side of the house, and we'll throw the saw up there. And we need to go and get something to drink because we're out of water. And more importantly, I have spent quite a lot of time roaming around. Have I got any logs here? No, but we can do this, because basically the simplest shelter that I have found that works, and I'll show it now because it's worth showing off. You can do this with log piles easily enough. You just need to find an area that has a few layers of dirt. Now this is boring, but it does the job. You need to place your log piles first because you can't place them if they don't have solid ground underneath them. So you place 2 log piles like so. This happens to be clay, but it works just as well. Come in underneath your log piles, and then all you need to do is replace your dirt, which we don't obviously have now because we can't make up clay blocks anymore. But you just replace your dirt right there, and if you're facing in the right direction, you'll be able to see the sun coming up and the moon sinking at the end of the day. And then when you come out, all you need to do is pick up your 2 logs and carry on. And these cut much quicker now than they used to in the old version of TerraFirmaCraft, which makes building with planks much easier. But as I said, I've been doing quite a bit of running around, and that means that the crops that we've planted are actually ready for harvest. If we have a quick look, you'll see that it is now autumn, and I haven't had a chance yet to see how we are going to go with temperature come winter, But it's going to be interesting. See that torch? They placed them there as markers and they have gone out, but we can relight them. And the reason these have been placed is because this is where my farms are actually going to be laid out. There's going to be again 1, 2, 3 plots, so I've got to put another channel in here when I get around to it. And then we're going to work with the same sort of crop rotations that we did in the old series. And part of the reason for that is with the changes to farming and skills, even with a metal hoe now we can't get nutrient levels properly. We need to level up our farming skill. Now that one there looks like it's ready, but let's just find out, because we can't right click on it. And yes, it is ready. So I do believe that we need to use a hoe to harvest. I think it gives you a slightly better chance. We're about to find out. I can't right click on those anymore, and that's odd. I'm sure you used to be able to right click on these particular crops, because these ones, the peppers, you can actually harvest more than once a year. Now this one here looks like it's ready, but I'm not absolutely sure. Yes, that's the squash, so let's grab all of these. And these are our lovely, lovely, lovely onions. And of course we're rapidly running out of space. So, oi, don't be rude. You go down there. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to need to combine these. Grab the rest. I think that's all of the squash. We'll grab those onions. So we'll throw that squash in there. And we need to compress our onions down as well. Grab the last ones out of here. Let's harvest these as well. And there's more squash. Gimme, 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 gimme. Oh, we need to put that into solid storage mode, of course. So that's liquid and that's solid. I might actually play with the other one and see if I take all the pots out, whether I can get the water out that way. That's worth doing. I'm still learning about these things. But for now, let's just get this into here. We'll hold on to that one for the time being. We're going to get an inventory full of seeds and other things, so let's just grab what we can before the sun goes down. And I'm slowing down now due to a lack of water, so let's grab the water that we said we were going to grab when we first came down. Okay, that's better. And the other thing you'll notice, I've got reeds growing over the far side over here. I have actually found TFC sugarcane as well, so I'm going to need to experiment with that. In fact, what we might do is see whether it needs to be planted in harvested ground, not harvested, hoed ground, or whether we can just plant it beside the water here. No, we can't. So it looks like it is going to go in there, and I'm not sure what the nutrient level is there. So we'll throw it here, which should still be okay. Oh no! Okay, so I am going to have to experiment to find out how I grow sugarcane. Will it go now? No? Okay, I will have to play with that a little bit more. I've only just recently found it, so I'm still learning. And let's just see how we go here. We are suffering seriously from space issues, aren't we? We can combine those. We can combine those. Let's just get what we can so that we can see what's coming in. Alright. We may have to leave this harvest. In fact, what I probably will do is I'll grab these carrots and these last cabbages. And I think we've got everything. Oh, these two here as well, which was garlic, and I don't have the space at the moment. We'll do it this way. Alright, so let's throw what we can into here. What else is taking up a lot of space? The peppers are almost full, so they will do. Now we should hopefully be able to pick this up. No. So how do I pick that up and put it on my back? That's annoying because now I don't have any space and the sun's going down. Okay, we'll try that again. Put that down and switch that into there. Maybe I have to seal it first. Let's throw these in here quickly before something comes and eats us. And one more. We've got oh, there it is over there. Eeny, meeny, miny, squash. If we seal that, it's getting dangerous, and I got a bad feeling, so we will try to pick it up again, see whether right clicking doesn't do anything, shift right clicking doesn't do anything, shift clicking doesn't do anything. Alright, let's see if we can pick it up. Yes, and now you'll notice I'm overburdened, I can't move. But if I go to here, put that into the backpack slot, now we can move. And we may as well pick this up while we're at it and hopefully get back to shelter before anything nasty shows up. And then I think I better do a time check. Oh, look at all of these guys. Fortunately, we are faster than they are, so that shouldn't be too big a deal as long as we don't come across any spiders like the one behind me. Okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure that that will do us for this episode. Oh, hello. Somebody wants to come and say hi. I'll tidy up this mess. I'll come back in the next episode, and what we're going to do is I'll clean up the rest of the crops off camera, and we are going to head out because I want to show you guys something. It's something we're going to have to do in the day. It's probably going to be a couple of days trip, but yep, I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for joining me again. Hope you liked the episode. Look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, take care of each other and ciao for now.